Let's going to see about the address resolution protocol in the context. We have already discussed about the data communications networks. So let's going to see about the ARP, that is address resolution protocol. This mainly protocol mainly used for transferring data using the IP address. We can transfer the data to host from one place to another. So this type of protocols is used to deliver the packets through the IP addresses. So this type of protocol, this ARP protocol is used to map a dynamic IP address to permanent physical machine address, which mainly focused upon the local area network. So Wi-Fi, it will be used from the suburbs, but in LAN the IP addresses is mainly focused. So here this ARP protocol mainly focus upon the dynamic IP addresses. The physical machine addresses is also known as the media access controls, that is MAC address. So this ARP, this ARP is going to do means is just translating the 32-bit addresses to 48-bit addresses. Which this IP address is necessarily mainly in networks. There are two types of protocols. That is, one is IPv4. That is it's a very basic, which has only 32-bit addresses, which were used in traditionally. But after that Ethernet came, they were used IPv6, that is Internet Protocol version of 6, that mainly used in the Ethernet, and it is a somewhat advanced concept. So this ARP mainly works but in this ARP, this works upon the IP address in the IPv4 and 32 bits, but the MAC addresses which contains 48 bits. So that's why I already said that 32 bit is converted to the 42 bits. Mainly this IP ARP used in the 7 layers. There are OSI in model, there are 7 layers. In 7th it is used, this ARP is used in the second and third layer, that is network layer and data link layer. So this ARP can use IP over the LAN technologies such as token ring and fiber distributed data infrastructures, and IP over asynchronous transfers. So next, this ARP was first discovered, proposed by, published in November 1982 by David Silverman. The problem of address resolution was immediately evident in the early days by IP suite, because Ethernet quickly became the preferred by LAN technology. I already explained that Ethernet cables requires 48-bit addresses. So it can deliver the addresses. It can deliver the packets with data or packets or anywhere. It will deliver easily, and it will the redundancy will be make more effective. So in IPv6 addresses, which it's used as a 128-bit, use the neighbor discover protocols which configure the ARP. So currently in Ethernet we are using the IPv6. So IPv4 address is used as a commonly, which is mainly used in the LAN area networks. But moreover, if using our usage is high, means we will use the IPv6. So how does ARP works? So when a new computer joins with the LAN, the network assigns in the unique IP address for identification and communication. So whenever we create an or join with an we connect with an data in the computer, each computer will handles the unique IP address. So the packets of data arrives at the gateway and designated on the particular host machine. So that each gateway of a piece of hardware on a network that allows the data to forward from one network to the another. So that ARP program finds the MAC address that matches the IP address. So this ARP catch and keep the list of each IP addresses and match the MAC address. So it just the main work was it will find that IP address, and that IP address will be come by the host, so that it keeps the list, and that list is matched to the MAC address. So the MAC address list and the same IP address should be matched, then only it will deliver the product or deliver the data. So this ARP catch a dynamic, but user networks can also the configure as static. So this IP addresses and MAC addresses will follows the Ethernet network. So this cache size, this ARP cache has a limited size by design, and addresses tends to stay in cache only a few minutes. So it's a cache program. So somewhat the content will not be permanent. It will be moreover in sometimes. So it is to free up space. This design is also intended for a primary and security to prevent the IP address from being stolen and spoofed by cyber attacks. So while MAC addresses are fixed, IP addresses are constantly updated. So in using this puring process, the unutilized addresses are deleted. So it may delete related and unsuccessful attempts to communicate with the computers not connected to the networks or that not even powered on. So this is the process of ARP works, that which we follows here. The host is sending the data to the request to the routers, and at the same time another MAC address is sent by the opposite, but the direction of the opposites will be delivered to the each one properly. So the proxy ARP. This proxy ARP is a technique by which the proxy device of a given network answers the ARP request of an IP address. So this graduates ARP is almost like an administrative procedures which carried out as a way of host to networks to simply announce or update the IP to MAC address. And next we are going to see about the reverse ARP, that is host machine. They do not know their own IP address, which they make the reverse of the discover. And inverse ARP. The inverse is as it is the ARP which IP addresses find MAC address, and the ARP which MAC addresses which find the IP address. So this is the procedure for following the. This is the PC1 will starts the MAC address and it will pass through the 3. Here this algorithm will check the IP address. Yes, then it will take on to and deliver to this data. This is the operations which what held in the ARP. So see, again I am explaining this PC1 starts the encapsulating a frame. So here we are that is ARP here sending that to 3 routers, but 3 routers is rejected by 2 routers, and the one is selected by PC3. So the host of PC3 is, that is there the encapsulation suited is 3 CCC. So it is delivered to that correct process. So after resolving the MAC addresses, the ARP sends it to the source and it's stored in the table for the future reference. At the same time, it will be refunded. It will be stored in the